You know what really sucks? When you're 200 miles away from home and your headlights are not working. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. So on my last road trip on the Yamaha Super Tenere, riding back from near Sacramento, California down to San Diego, my headlights went out. Now I didn't notice it at first because I left at about 2 in the afternoon. I was making really good time. It was a 500-mile ride, and I made it about 300 and some odd miles just as dusk was upon me, and I stopped for gas. And at that point there was a lot of cars around me and some street lights and that sort of stuff because I was going over the Grapevine and dropping into Santa Clarita, California. But as I went on the off-ramp, I was like, I don't think my headlights are working. There was a car in front of me, and I flicked my high beams on, low beams, and sure enough, no headlights. I stopped for gas, of course, and checked the fuses, just did a quick cursory glance at it, and no go. I do have some driving lights on the bike here, these LED lights. So what I did is I just aimed those down a little bit, and I hauled ass home. When you turn the key on, there are a couple of small driving lights on each side here, but those don't really put out any light. The headlights won't turn on until you start the bike. So for anyone who's telling me, hey dummy, you got to start the bike. Well, yes, I know I'm a dummy, but the headlights are not working. We can start the bike here to prove that. Still no headlights. Low beam or high beam. So I started getting concerned that I had something wrong with the lighting circuit. But first and foremost, let's pull these headlights out, and I made another order on my favorite online shopping site here, and got a couple of replacement bulbs. There we go. So we will swap those out, and I am pretty certain that that is the problem. What probably happened was one of the bulbs was out for quite some time and I didn't notice it, and then the other one probably burned out. That's what we're going to hope for, so I'm going to show you how to take these off. So on my bike I have an aftermarket headlight guard. I don't remember the name of this one. This one just pops off with some little rubber grommets. You may or may not have a headlight guard. This thing's pretty cool. Looks cool, at least. Next there are some 10mm bolts. There's one here, and then there are two down here. Let's see if you can see them. This one right there, this one right there. So I'm going to remove those. Just like that. We got 4 bolts off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this whole headlight assembly out of here. Now the wires are still hooked up, and the back, but you can get it out enough that you can get around to this side of it. Let's see if we can move you here. I'm not moving stuff in my garage. I'm just going to move the camera. There we go. Can we see that? There's the back of the headlight shell. Now this is a cover, and this just turns counterclockwise, pops out. It's got a little O-ring seal on it. Hopefully you can see that there. And then there is a little push tab. Sorry about the lighting here, but we're working under the conditions that our good creator, that fine woman, gave us. Okay, so we have this little push tab. Push that. Actually, let's not get out of order here. We should remove this first. This should just pop right off. Now the push tab, you can see it much better. The little wire retainer. Pull that out, pull our bulb out. Now we're going to replace this bulb, and then while we have this hanging, we're going to test it before anything else, because you might as well know for sure if it's a bad bulb or what it is. Okay, so with any of these fancy bulbs here, you're not supposed to touch the glass. So if you end up touching the glass, you should clean it immediately. They say that your fingerprints contain enough oil to cause these bulbs to burn out prematurely. Okay, so we've replaced the bulb. I'll even put this cover back on before we test it, just in case we hit a home run. And we will just slide this into position a little bit, not all the way in, because we do not know if we have a winner or not. Okay, power on. Like I said, they shouldn't turn on until the bike is running. There we go. So that one's working. Let's see, high beam. Trying to reach over here. Low beam, high beam. Okay, so we'll switch out the other one and I'll show you the results when we're done. Okay, let's see what we got here. A quick touch of the button out of. There we go. That's nice, lots of light now. So what have we learned today, ladies and gentlemen? I think what we've learned is do a little bit better pre-fly to your bike. If I had noticed that these, if one of the headlights was out before I even started my trip, which is very highly possible, you know, I would have looked into it and replaced it. And if I would have noticed that they were both out at the start of my trip out of Sacramento, well, I don't know what I would have done. So it was a long ways from home. I don't think I had a socket set with me. So I may or may not have been able to get to those, but at least I would have known before I got to the point where I was riding in the dark for a little ways, and I could have had my driving lights on. So, but that's how you change out the headlights on a Yamaha Super Tenere. You may be able to access them from behind. You know, need a little reach underneath there and turn that cap, and possibly, if you don't have this dash installed, you can reach down through there. I made that dash for this, and you can purchase these little dashes, and I still haven't even used it, but you may be able to do that or reach underneath and get to them. But if you're at home like this, I think it's probably easier to do this than to be working blind. So not hard. The bulbs were, I think, under $20 delivered to my door in one day. You know, I make fun of Amazon a lot, but they're definitely fast and efficient. So, you know, it's a sign of the times. Things are changing, or have changed, I guess you could say. If you're digging my videos, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.